Hi everybody from the Chatham Club and Chatham alumni and anyone else that might be watching these videos, getting some workouts in, trying to stay healthy and keep our immune system strong and enjoy a little family time, but maybe we need a little workout and some relaxation with the yoga class to help us stay sane through these very stressful, insane times, which we'll someday look back on and realize we lived a major moment in history, change our lives forever, I think. Hopefully for the better. The important thing is when you're getting stressed to try to keep breathing, right? Deep inhales, deep exhales. Be really mindful with everything that you're doing and stay peaceful within yourself. And I'm going to do a little yoga with you now and hopefully have a good, peaceful feeling inside that you can carry with you the rest of your day. Enjoy. Miss you guys. Hi everybody. We're going to do a little yoga now. It's a gorgeous Friday afternoon and a better time to take advantage of the gorgeous weather and the birds chirping in the background, a little bit of yard work getting done by one of my neighbors. Hello, hello. So let's start with some easy breathing. I do not have a yoga bolster, as hard as that is to believe. I just rolled up a couple of blankets and using that as my bolster. And I also don't have any yoga blocks at home, so I have this baby foam roller that I have, so I'm going to use that as a bolster. So let's start with some nice, easy breathing. We're going to try to open our nostrils and get some lots of fresh air down deep in those lungs. So, yeah, go ahead and close your eyes. Nice deep breath in. I want you to fill up the belly. Get that breath all the way down into the base of your belly. Big inhale. Big exhale. Let your shoulders relax. My children are trying to distract me and they're making me laugh here. I'm actually going to also set my Apple Watch here so I know how long we're going. I'm going to try to do about 45 minutes, maybe a full hour, if I can do that without getting too cold. It's getting a little windy out here. It's really a gorgeous day. It'll be a little warmer in the sun though. Hard to videotape in the sun. So, let's bring our palms together, thumbs to the heart. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw. Align your ears over your shoulders. Sit up nice and tall, be aware of your sits bones. Just be in your space for a few breaths. Feel your heartbeat against your thumbs. Feeling stressed out, it's very helpful to separate your top and bottom teeth and just really let your jaw go slack. Allow your eyes to be kind of sinking back a little bit. Right? Your eyelids are soft, your forehead, all the skin around your face. No tension there at all. And I also encourage you, if you have lots of distractions around, just try to shut the door if the kids are running around. Just give yourself that 1 hour of peace and quiet. Turn the phone off, turn the TV off for sure. Right? We're getting bombarded with the news. Let that go for a while. Right? One more really mindful, deep breath. Take that breath all the way down to the base of your belly. Let your hands relax. Allow your right ear to go towards your right shoulder. And then gently circle forward. Bring your left ear over. Let that earlobe hang heavy. And then draw your chin down towards your chest. Again, bring that right ear over. We're going to do a little assist here. So take your left hand, right hand, and bring your head, your right ear over. Put your left arm either rest down toward the floor, and you can bring it behind your back. So we're trying to open up that area in your upper trapezius muscles that get really tight. Right, so we're just trying to open that neck up and then take your chin and drop down towards your underarm, towards your shoulder. So much tension built up in there. We're going to do our best today to try to let that knot go. All those knots that we develop in there when we're stressed out. Now one more time. And you don't want to pull hard here. Maybe about 5% of your strength. And then gently release that. Let your right arm relax. Just let your shoulders roll out. And then you're going to bring your left ear over. Gently drawing the earlobe down toward the shoulder. And we'll use that left hand for gentle assistance. Again, only about 10% of your strength. Your arm, your hand, much stronger than your neck. So you don't want to feel strain there. Just a gentle opening. And again, your right hand can just go down, or you can bring that hand behind your back. We're trying to sit up nice and tall. I'm sure, like myself, you're all spending a lot of time either on the computer, on the phone, looking at texts, looking at emails, watching TV, and our posture is not all that we want it to be. Let's extend those arms and create some length in that spine. Reaching the hands all the way up, and then release your arms, let them come down. I'm going to sit off the bolster so you can see my arms. Again, big inhale, reaching up. You're going to interlock your hands, turn your palms up, and reach right to the ceiling. Pull that back, and then release. Move back just a little bit. My hands are getting out of sight on the screen. Let's try that one more time. Big extension, they still are, but I think you can see. So you want your palms like that, extended and lifting up through the rib cage, but your sits bones are still heavy on the floor. And if your legs are getting fatigued, you can always uncross them if this bothers your knees in any fashion. And then release your arms and let your hands rest on your knees again. And then we're going to circle the torso. Let's make nice big circles, like you're stirring a big, gigantic pot of soup. Be aware of your ribs, and you're rocking from your right cheek onto your left hip cheek. And then reverse the circle, going back the other way. Stirring that pot. So this is a nice practice of maintaining attention, right? I have a firehouse right near my house, so you hear some loud noises, that's what that is. We're going to take the right hand, place it on the floor, reach the left arm over, and reach over that head. Roll your shoulder back. Try to open up that chest and the sides of the ribs. Uh-oh, there are the sirens. Not sure where they're going. Hopefully false alarm. Gently switch sides. You're going to bring the right arm over, reaching to your left, side body stretch. And keep the arm over the ear and release that, let that go. And a little back stretch here. So you're going to pull your navel into your spine and then lift your heart, press the chest forward, through, looking up. And one more time, rolling back, navel to spine, lower back stretch. And lifting up, opening the heart. We're going to take our blanket. If you don't have a bolster, just wrap up a couple of blankets and just roll them up. And we're just going to turn that toward our right hip and swing our legs around to the left. All right, so what you want to do is take that bolster blanket and place it right against the hip, and you're going to turn your torso and bring your heart center, right, your sternum right down to the center of that bolster, and let your forehead either come face down, or you can bring your right ear to the bolster, or your left ear if you're looking for a deeper stretch. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. I'm going to turn this way, but you can turn your head the other way, and you want to let that body really surrender to the bolster, feeling a beautiful stretch through your lower back, the lumbar spine, the connective tissue between the spine and the hip. And if you're like most people, when you get stressed out, your lower back starts to tell the tale. You want to try to open that up. Deep belly breaths. You want to open the nostrils. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Big inhale. And exhale. And we'll gently walk ourselves up. And then we'll switch sides. So we're going to let our feet swing off to the right and move our blanket / bolster. You can always use a pillow too. That works great. To your left. Place it right against your left hip. Let's move that guy out of the way for now. So that it's resting right against the hip. Your left foot is going to be stacked into your right thigh, and you want to turn your torso and let that heart center come down. And again, you can either keep your forehead down or turn your head so that your head is resting against the bolster. Deep belly breath. Once again, feeling that stretch right here where the hip attaches to the lower back, that QL area. Forehead can rest down, or you can turn your head so that your right ear is resting on the bolster. I don't want to turn away from you so you can hear me, but that really deepens the stretch when you turn that head in the opposite direction of the knees. And let's surrender one more time here. And on your next in-breath, walk your hands back in. And we'll come up on all fours. And I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see this, right? So your hands are right under your shoulders, and your knees are right under your hips. You want to spread your fingers out. You're going to give me a deep inhale, looking up, letting that lower back round down a little bit. And then as you exhale, you want to tuck that tailbone under and draw your chin towards your throat and your tailbone towards your forehead. Big inhale, looking up. Exhale, I mean that great big cat stretch. Again, inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding under. Listening for the sound of your breathing. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding under. One more time, inhale. And just the act of doing this helps awaken the spine. It's a spine in a good alignment, and we'll find a neutral position. And I'm going to take the right ear and bring it over toward the right hip, and you're making a little C curve with that spine, and then come back to center and go to your left ear to left hip. And then moving to the right once again. We'll go back and forth like that, breathing naturally, like a dog wagging the tail. In slow motion. I think you could probably hear some dogs barking in the background. Actually all of my neighbors have dogs. We just got 2 new kittens who I think Kelsey posted some pictures on the Chatham Club Facebook site. And they are really giving us quite a bit of entertainment. So the timing for us was perfect. We adopted them 2 weeks ago. So they have really kept us joyful and maybe a little distracted from all of the crazy goings on right now. So great big child's pose here. We're going to stretch back and then come forward. Just a little hip press there. Big inhale. Big exhale, pressing back. Inhale, come forward, and start to add a little bit more motion with that. You can look up, and exhale, press it back and away, pressing through those hips, broadening the sits bones, broadening the back, coming forward. Inhale, heart lifts, heart opens, throat opens. Exhale, press back. Listen for the sound of your breathing. One more time. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, pressing back. Holding that child's pose. Right, just be aware of your feet, your toes. Turn my mat. Continue to hold your child's pose. I want to turn this so that I'm working with you and I'm not getting too confusing with the positions that we're going to do. I want to do some hip openers with you. and some back openers. So we're still in that child's pose here. So separate your knees, let your knees fall apart, right? Maybe as wide as the mat. If you need a little extra padding, take maybe a blanket or a towels under your knees. That always helps. Really feel those shoulders open, and go ahead and turn your palms up toward the ceiling, stretching the wrists. Deep stretch for the back of the shoulders. Really feeling that through the upper trapezius and the rear deltoids. Taking the breath into the lower back. Really want to feel that lower back opening. And then bring your legs together. And we'll roll through our feet. Just lift your feet off the floor. Just let those ankles roll out and around. And then reverse that as you go. And just tap your feet gently. Wakey on those feet. Right? Then we're going to do a little wrist stretch. Actually, I'll turn this way so you can see this. Take your palms and rotate them towards your body. Now, if this bothers your wrists, I think you can see that. There we go. If this bothers your wrists at all, you can always modify this. So, do what you can. If it hurts, that's a sign to stop. When we're practicing yoga, the first principle is to do no harm to yourself. Right? We're yoking the movement with breath, mindfully, but always without pain. Pain is a sign to stop. We're going to turn the hands in towards one another and gently rock the torso back and forth. Really great for our wrists. If any of you have ever dealt with carpal tunnel syndrome, not a good thing. We don't want any pain in those wrists. And then just take your hands, just rotate your palms, shake them out a little bit. Right, feeling good with those hands. Feeling good. All right, breeze is having its way with my mat, but we'll get back to this. So you're up on those hands and knees, and we're going to press into our feet and very gently press back into downward facing dog. Right, so you can always stay down in child's pose if down dog bothers you at all. So we're going to walk the feet out one at a time, pressing those feet, one then the other, and then lifting up on the toes, tip toes, right? Lifting your heels as high as you can, and then lowering your heels, driving back into the heels, engaging the back of the arms, lifting as high as you can. Inhale, exhale, press back. You're looking for the outsides of your feet to be parallel with the outsides of your mat. And feet hip distance apart. One more time, big inhale, lifting up. Exhale, let it go. Now we're going to inhale, bend the knees, bring the chest to the thighs, and then go ahead and straighten. Lift your tailbone, lift your sits bones. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten. One more time, inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten. And then we'll come down, pressing back into child, push away. Let those arms get a little break for a few seconds. And then very slowly, like a dog rolling a ball across the floor, we're going to come forward and roll all the way down into Cobra. Right, so we're down on our elbows, right here, snuggling the hips into the floor, and your elbows are right under your shoulders. And we're going to lift the heart, lift the head, lift the neck. Right, you want to just lift that, squeeze your glute muscles a little bit, and then let that come down. Let your head and neck come down. Once again, inhale, lift your head, neck, and heart. Really good to try to undo that text neck, TV neck, right? That forward movement head action we all have going on right now. Really bad for our posture. We'll try to work on that a little bit. One more time. Inhale, looking up, lifting the heart, opening, taking your shoulder blades down towards your hips, and then lower gently. And we're going to make a little pillow with our hands for our head. Bring your feet up off the floor, and then gently windshield wiper those legs back and forth. Really good to relax your back. Really nice movement. Feeling good, feeling good. Right, and then let that come back down. We'll do a little single arm and leg isolation. So you're going to extend your left arm and your right leg and gently release, and then switch. Right arm, left leg, and release. Once more, each side. Left arm, right leg. You want to squeeze the glute of the leg that's extended and switch. Right arm, left leg, and switch. Now, if you can, and it doesn't bother your head or your neck, you're going to extend your arms, engage your legs, engage your inner thighs, squeeze those thighs together. Imagine that your legs are glued together. You're jet airplaning those legs back. See if you can interlock your hands and draw your hands down towards your feet and your ankles. Really good heart opener here, strengthening the back muscles, posterior chain of the body, and then very gently release. Let your head rest on your hands and windshield wiper again. Right, so those legs are moving back and forth. Turn your head in the opposite direction that you did the first time. We'll do a little stretch for the quadriceps, and we're going to get deeper with that later, but let's just reach back for the right ankle with the right hand. And if you're having trouble with this, a lot of people are quite tight here in their quads, especially, we're all probably out walking a lot more than we usually do right now because we're all looking to get some exercise in, and it's one of the healthiest things we can do for ourselves, but our quads get tight in the meantime. I know I've been trying to do some hill walking, so my quads are tight, my hamstrings are tight. If you can't reach your ankle, just grab hold of your maybe sock or your pant leg, right? So you're just stretching those quads out. I want to hold it at least 5 or 6 breaths to really get the benefits of letting those quadricep muscles stretch. And then we'll switch other leg and hand. All right, so you're reaching back, and if this is easy for you, take your foot and bring it out towards your outer thigh. I cannot do that. My quads are quite tight, so that's not going to happen, but we're just working on it. Just accept your body wherever it is, whatever it's offering you today as far as mobility and elasticity. You're going to work with that. So feeling good right there. And then gently release and press back into child's pose once more. Deep belly breath in the lower back, and then we'll roll into the toes and press into down dog. Sits bones nice and high. And then we're going to do a little stretching in our hip area, thigh area. So we're going to take the right leg and lift it toward the sky, lift it up, and then take a big step. Slowly bring the knee to the nose, and then step through with your foot. And then just allow that back leg to press down and lift up. Press down and lift up. Big exhale. Inhale, lifting up. Now, if you can't reach the floor here, use whatever you need to use. You can put a block, right, or a blanket under your hands if you're having trouble, right? I have pretty long arms, so not having an issue with that, but do whatever you need to. And if you're really tight, you can put your hands maybe on a chair or something there, right? So you're dropping the hip, lifting, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper with that. Drop the hip and lift it. Trying to bring your nose towards your knee, your forehead towards your shin. Deep, deep, deep belly breath. Feeling that hamstring. So you want to feel that all the way up and down the back of the right leg. And we're going to flex the right foot. Oh yeah, wakey, wakey. And let it down. Again, inhale, lift that front foot if you can. And lower gently. And ideally, leg is straight, but if you have to bend it, you go ahead and bend it. Hands on a chair, perfectly fine. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to lift and lower the back heel. So lift your left heel and lower it. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the heel. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then we'll step the right foot back to meet the left. Hold it. Now, those of you that want to do a Chaturanga, please go for it. And if not, that doesn't work for you, go ahead and put your knees on the floor. Otherwise, you just hold that plank and lower gently. And then inhale, lift the heart. And roll through the toes into our down dog. We're going to put the right foot in the middle of the mat, lift the left leg, knee to nose, and then step through. And again, if you need to put your hands on something here, or even put your hands on your thigh, that's fine. Just put your hands on your thigh. Go back here a little bit so you can still see what my legs are doing. All right, so just hold that. Just gently shift your weight forward and back. Feeling the hamstring and the calf on the right leg. Most notably the calf muscles probably. And then we're slowly going to lift the hip and lower. And just feel what your body's giving you right now. Your hamstrings are super tight. You might not get that far with it. You always want to make sure your knee stops over your ankle. You don't want to see the knee jut forward over your toes. Inhale, exhale, hands on blocks if needed here, gang. You have them at home. One of the first things I'm going to do after all this is over is go get some new blocks for the house. One more time, I'm going to hold that stretch, chest to thigh, and your leg, again, here is bent as much as you need it to be. If you can straighten it, go for it. Right, shin to throat, forehead to shin, deep hamstring stretch. Inhale, lift your left foot and lower. Lift the toes toward the sky and lower. You're trying to aim your heart right to the center of your left thigh here and lower. One more time, lift the toes, chin to throat, and that's a good afternoon hamstring. And then lift your right heel, just pump that up and down, lifting and lowering. Try to keep the foot so it's parallel with your mat. Breeze is kicking up here. I need to put the sweatshirt on shortly. And then lower that. You're going to bend into that. Take your left foot, step back to meet your right. Nice plank, knees down if needed, right? Option. Hold that plank and just shift your weight forward and back, engaging the abdominal wall. And then Chaturanga Dandasana, or knees down, heart lifts, rolling through the feet, downward facing dog. And take your left foot, step to the center again. Inhale, lift that right foot, step it through. Extra padding here. Put some padding under your left knee. Blanket, towel, whatever works, pillow. Your right knee is going to be over your heel or in crescent lunge. So you're going to lift the arms, lift the crown of the head. Move my mat back a little bit. You're losing sight of me here. Okay, I'm back. I had to move the camera back because I think we're losing something here. So let's get back to that crescent lunge. Right there. Reach the arms up. There we go. We're lifting the heart. You want to really feel your feet into the earth. Heart is lifting toward the hands, engaging the legs. So you're gripping with both glutes here, rooting into the front foot, extended but not tense. Right? If you feel any tension building up, just let your shoulders down. that'll help quite a bit. And then we'll let the hands come back. Interlock your hands behind your back. Draw the hands toward the ground. And then draw your heart to the inside of that right knee. Crown of the head extended. Really feeling your feet rooting. Stretching the chest, stretching the shoulders, slowly lifting up. Squeezing the glutes. Draw the hands to the heart. We're going to take the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. I want you to turn your torso, bring your heart towards your knee. Deep belly breath. Turn this way. Keep going. Hold that pose. All right, so you have your elbows to the outside of that thigh. Legs are stabilizing. Feeling strong through the legs. And slowly come back to center. Lifting the hands, lifting the heart, taking the gaze up, and looking forward. So we use what we call in yoga a dristi, which is a gaze point. Slowly let those hands come down. Now I'm going to drop to the mat. And your hands are going to go inside your foot. We're going to hug the right shoulder with the right thigh. Feel that stretch through the hamstring, the glute. You're going to drop your elbows toward the ground. Now, if you can't reach, you can use your blanket, your block, place that under your elbows. And your back foot can be activated. You can lift that back foot off the ground if you want it more intense. Otherwise, the back thigh is down. Inhaling, exhaling, and then walking that up. You're going to walk your right foot out toward the outer part of your mat and away. Just rotate that leg open, lifting the inner edge of the foot, the inner arch. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm pressing the outer part of my right foot into the floor and lifting the inner edge up toward the sky. Literally. Love that, right? Trees are starting to bud. Daffodils are out. Try to get outside and enjoy all of it. What Mother Nature is offering to us in terms of beauty. And slowly bringing that foot back in. We'll walk the foot across. We're going to move into Kabotanasana, into pigeon pose, and make sure that this does not hurt your knees. Some of you may be able to keep that right shin perfectly parallel to the top of the mat. Great, good on you. If you can, if you're tight like I am, you're going to bring your right foot closer to your left thigh. And you can either hold this pose, or if you have a blanket or a towel, you can stick something under your right cheek, or a bolster, ideally. Right, the bolster is going to go under the hip, and you're slowly going to let your torso drape down, feeling a beautiful stretch through that right outer thigh, the glute area, opening the quadriceps, the iliotibial band, otherwise known as the IT band, right? Try to keep the back leg active and alert, pressing maybe into the top of the foot. Let your forehead drape. Breathing into those little creaks and cracks, I should say, and crevices of our right inner thigh, outer thighs. Deep breathing right into those tight areas. If you feel tension creeping up into your head, neck, shoulder area, breathe it away, let it soften, relax your jaw. Find peace in the pose. Deep belly breath, big exhale. And walk the hands up, and then walk the torso to the right. Just rotate a little bit. Make sure this does not hurt your back at all. Come back to center. You're going to release whatever you have. If you have any support under your hip, just lift the heart. Proud warrior here. Proud pigeon. And then press into the foot, back leg, active. And then push away, and we're into our down dog. Nice release. Or you're in a child's pose. Triceps hugging the bones of the back of your arms. Cleansing breath. We'll take the left foot, big step, and step it through. And we'll hold that nice high crescent lunge. Other side, heart lifting, right hands lifting. Turn forward. Right, stabilized, strong left leg. Heart lifts. Just feel your heartbeat if you can. One more breath here. Stabilize using the glutes, using the feet. Hands together. Take the right tricep to the outer left thigh. Rotating the torso. Aiming the heart toward the thumbs. Legs are engaged. A little spinal twist here. One more breath here. Come back around, lifting the heart once again. Ooh, shaky. Bring your hands behind your back, interlock your fingers. If you can remember which thumb you used before, try to place the opposite thumb on top this time. Roll the shoulders down and back. Take your heart to the inside of your left thigh. Lift the hands, elongate the neck, elongate your right leg. Working breath. Our next inhale, we raise through the chest, lifting the heart, lifting the hands, lifting up, and then we'll bring the hands down. Take your right foot, step it back, left foot forward, and then allow that knee to come down. Leg is active. Right knee is over the heel. We're going to walk both hands inside the left foot, drawing the elbows toward the ground. And if that's troublesome, tight. Block pillow or blanket right on the under the elbows. Your thigh is hugging into your shoulder. Activate the back leg if you'd like to. Right. Keep that back leg off the floor. Tension is beginning to unwind itself from your spine, your head, your neck. Your body will feel so much better when we're done. And then release that. You're going to walk your foot out and rotate that thigh outwardly and lift the inner edge of your left foot off the mat. So it's facing the ceiling, facing the sky. So this lets the hip know that we're going to start to stretch it, open it, working through that hip. We're never tense in there, are we? Never, never. Deep breath. We'll return the foot, bring it across. Again, if you can bring your shin so it's parallel to the top of your mat, awesome. If not, the foot aims towards your right thigh, something under the hip if you need it there. Engage the right leg, so your back leg is engaged. I have a tendency to sickle my foot in quite a bit here. It's really hard for me. I have to really be aware of that. So that's something you have to deal with. Just make sure your thigh is engaged and you're draping your torso over that thigh. Big belly breath. Big exhale. Lots of yard work getting done today. Nothing like the smell of fresh cut grass, right? Grass is growing. It's a wonderful thing, spring and renewal. Hopefully we'll all come out of this with a sense of renewal, rejuvenation, and rebirth. One more breath here. I could stay in this pose for a good 10 minutes. I know most of you don't like to hold the poses that long. Lift the heart. A nice proud pigeon here. Oh yeah, feeling good. Yes, yes, yes. And then release that. You're going to press that right foot into the mat. Lift the thigh. Take your left leg to meet your right. And moving into that down dog. Walking it out. Do a little triangle. So, let's take the left foot, step to the center of the mat, bring your right leg up, sweep it through, and you're going to step your right foot forward. You're going to turn the left foot so that the outer left foot is, let me go the opposite way, I'll mirror you. So, here we go. Your right foot is turned, so it's in this, parallel to the edges of your mat, and your back foot is, back edge is parallel to this back edge of the mat, right? So you can go wider with your feet here if you'd like, right? So your feet can go very wide, or you can step into where you feel comfortable. But with triangle, it's really more about trying to keep your hips nice and square. I see people when they're in triangle pose and they try to get very low, letting their hip come around. You really want that back leg hip to feel like it's going against a wall behind you. So in this case, your left thigh is rotating back and your right thigh is also rotating back. So you're trying to open up and scissor at the same time. So let's get those legs established. Soft knees, you don't want to lock your knees out. We'll extend the arms, roll the shoulders back, right? So they're nice and extended with no tension. And then we're going to reach with that right hand, and then let right hand come down to the shin. If you have your block, you can use a block, and your left arm is straight up, the thumb is over the ear, your heart is lifted. If some of you can come down to the floor, great, but that's not the point. What you're trying to do is get the hip to open, right? It's a really fabulous, again, stretch for your spine. If this bothers your neck at all, you can always look straight ahead or look down. You don't want to feel any tension or strain through your neck. Feel engagement through your core, through your ribs. But if that's too much, you put your hand on your knee or your thigh. So feel where your edge is. Don't go past that point of pain. You want to feel pain here. You want to just feel a little bit of resistance. One more breath here. And we'll inhale, come back up, roll the shoulders out. Let's move into Warrior Two. So you're going to push your right knee out so that it's tracking over your second and third toe. Your arms are extended and you're nice and up and down. And I have pretty long legs, so I can really go pretty wide with the legs here. What you want to do is align the crown of your head with your heart and your pubic bone so that they're nice and straight up and down. Arms are energized. You'll feel powerful here. You want to be very centered. Be right in the present. And let's reverse that. So we're going to reach back with the left hand, right thumb directly over you. Then go ahead and straighten that right leg. Heart is lifting toward the hand. Your neck hurts, you're looking down. hug your muscles to your bones, especially on those quads. Hug your kneecaps up toward the ceiling. And then our next inhale, come back to warrior two. Sink into the hips. Then inhale, come up, turn both feet forward. Move the block, if you have one, over to your left foot. Extended arms, and then place your hands on your waist. Go ahead and hinge forward. The heart come forward. Head comes down. Relax your head and your neck. Deep belly breath. Let those hips fly. Sits bones lifting. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time, big inhale, big exhale, and on your next in-breath, place your hands on your waist, inhale and lift the heart, coming up, and we'll turn the left foot toward the back, right foot, back edge of the foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat, and we'll move into that triangle pose. So your arms are extended, you're reaching, you have a block, hand on the block, right thumb over the ear, roll your right hip back, right, your left thigh is scissoring toward that right inner thigh, your left hip is spiraling back, turn that block down, find the softness within the posture. Deep belly breath, big exhale. And on your next in-breath, draw yourselves back up, right, using your hips, and we'll bend that left knee, moving into warrior two, arms extended, find that nice center point, right? We want to be right in the center, right in the present. Arms are energized, right? You want to feel some muscles in those arms. Push the left thigh open, right? I noticed that my knee was starting to collapse in, and you want to make sure you're pushing that out. Right thigh fully alert. And reach back to that peaceful warrior. Go ahead and straighten your left leg, reaching that right hand down. Oh yeah, feeling a nice opening through the hips here. And the attachment of the obliques to the hips. When we're ready to get back out on the golf course or tennis courts, we'll be able to just get back in there like we never stopped. And then go ahead, back to warrior two. Shoulders rolling down. Now once again, we'll turn both feet forward, parallel to the edges of the mat. Place your hands on your hips. Squeeze your glutes a little bit, looking up, looking up, looking up. And go ahead, hinge forward. Grab the ankles, draw the crown of the head down toward the ground. Pull the elbows apart. If you have a tendency to shift all of the weight toward the back of your feet, try to shift the weight toward the toes, the balls of the feet. Very slowly, place your hands toward the floor, bend your knees as much as you need to do that. You're going to toe heel your feet together. Soften your knees, bring your chest to your thighs, crouching down into this, chin to throat, wrapping your hands around your shins and the calf muscles. Go ahead and straighten your legs. Again, inhale, bend your knees, chest to thighs. Straighten the legs, tailbone lifts, forehead down. Deep stretch of the hamstrings. One more. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs, forehead to shins. And then we're going to let those knees come all the way down. Now, we're going to do a little camel here. Everybody take their time with this. And if you need to, put some extra padding under your knees and do whatever modifications you need to get through this. So your feet can be flexed with your toes on the floor. This really opens up the feet. Or you can keep your feet flat if that feels better to you. And try it both ways. So you're going to squeeze your glute muscles, really important. Extend your left arm, reach back with your right hand, and your right hand's going to reach for that foot. And you're gazing over your shoulder down at that back foot, at your right foot in this case. Keep the glute squeeze. You're trying to keep your thighs so they're perpendicular to the floor. You don't want your thighs to rock back like that. You're pressing your hips forward. Another really fabulous posture to open yourself up after all our forward bending. And you're going to change sides slowly, so you're going to the left. You're pressing your hips forward, right arm reaching. If this makes you feel a little lightheaded, if you have low blood pressure, you want to be very careful with this. So you're going to take this very easy and then release that. Let's do a counter pose to that. We'll go into child, reaching the hands behind the feet or the hips, forehead down. This is a nice opposition. You can also go into a little bit of a rabbit position with your hips coming up and you're reaching those feet. My head is not on the ground. There's no weight on my head. And then we're going to repeat Ustrasana, Camel, coming up, gripping your glutes. Now you have the option to go back to that one hand back, one hand up at a time, or you can come back hands to hips or hands to feet. Just make sure your thighs don't come backwards. Pressing your hips forward pretty forcefully. This is a heart opener, throat opener, very deep stretch. Feels really good to me, but not everybody loves that pose, so you do what you can do. If you like to hold a little longer, go for it. And one more time, counter pose. This time we'll reach the arms out and walk our hands to the right side of the mat, push the hips to the left. Feel your backside. And I don't mean your booty, I mean the backside of your body. Upper back, low back, mid back, with breath. One more breath here. And let's do a seated pose here. So we're going to come swing our feet around, right, and sit right on our tush. And I want you to hold on to your shins, right? And we're going to make a big C curve with our spine. So you're going to roll your chin towards your throat, let your back really stretch, and then lift up, lift your heart. Use your arms to hold on to your shins and lift that heart. And then roll back again, chin to throat, pull the navel in, and inhale. Lift up, lift the heart. And one more time. Lower back stretch, really let this go. Actually, really mid back, mid to low back. And then lift the heart. And bring the soles of the feet together in Bandha Konasana. Right there. Just let those legs wiggle out a little bit. Right. We'll again do a forward bend. So you can either hold on to your feet, or wrap your arms under your shins and hold on to your feet and draw up the crown of the head down toward the feet. So whatever you can latch on to here works. Just really stretch that low back area. This is a fabulous stretch if you're tight there. If you've been doing a lot of extra work in your house that you probably normally wouldn't be doing, maybe you're moving clothes or moving furniture around, getting domestic, or we're stuck at home, getting some extra stretching in here, and then slowly release that. Let your legs shake out a little bit. So we're going to take the right leg, open it out to the side, bring your left foot in, find your sits bones, sit up nice and tall here, sort of a modification of triangle pose, seated style, and reach that left arm over. Roll the left shoulder blade back, taking the left hand closer and closer toward that right foot. If you need a strap or a towel to hold on to here, please feel free to do that. And then turn to face the leg. You want to aim your heart and your right kidney, or left kidney I should say, toward that right thigh. Reach down, take your left hand across to that foot, your left ear toward the knee. So you've got a nice easy twist happening here. Slide that up and slide your right foot in and cross it over your left. Now, if you're really tight here, what you want to do is keep your left leg straight out in front. So we'll do a little seated spinal twist so you can keep that foot there or tuck it, whichever way feels more comfortable. Just make sure your sits bone, your right cheek is on the ground. You're going to wrap with your left arm, extend the right hand, rotate till you can't go any further, then bring the right hand to the base of the spine. Nice spinal twist, right? It's really like cracking open a tight clamshell. And you want to remember you can crank your neck as much as you want to. That's not going to help your body. You're trying to aim your heart, your sternum in the direction you want to rotate. And then on the next breath, release it, counter twist. Let that release to the left. Feeling good here. And let's do a nice quad stretch. So you're going to place your left hand on the floor, bring your right heel to your glute. There. If I tape another yoga class, I'll make sure that we do some standing postures with balance. And then release that. And we'll glide the left leg out, bring the right foot in. Find your sits bones, right? So you don't want that cheek to be, either cheek to be off the ground. You're going to take your left hand to your foot, your ankle, toe, and reach the right arm over. And don't get frustrated. You can only go so far. It's fine. Get to where you get to. It's not important. You just want to feel the stretch. That's all that matters. Letting that body breathe, letting it unwind. Just being in the here and now. You're not worried about what's happening 20 minutes from now. And our next in-breath, we'll turn to face the leg, aim the heart, and the right kidney to the left pinky toe. You're working that over. Bringing the right ear toward the left knee, rotating the torso. Inhale, big exhale. And on the next in-breath, glide that up. We'll do a seated spinal twist. So again, if you're tight, you go ahead and extend your right leg and bring your left leg over. Otherwise, you can tuck that. You're trying to get both sits bones down. I can barely get my left cheek down, but we're working on it, right? You're going to hug with your right arm. Make sure this foot is flat. Try not to sickle this toe up. You want to keep that foot flat, stay nice and tall. You're not rounding into this at all. If you need to do this on a chair because your back is tight, go ahead and do that too. Extend your left arm. Goes as far as it can. The heart is following, not your head. Hand to the base of the spine, nice push. If you want to, you can use your tricep for a little more leverage. You're cracking that chest open, bringing out your kidneys, liver, and spleen, your spine. Oh, that sun feels fantastic. Very cleansing. And counter twist on your in-breath to the right. Just a little release. And we're going to stay on the right hip, bring the left heel to the glute, quadricep stretch. Let your shoulders fold back when you're doing this. Right there. And then release that. We'll come on our sits bones. Draw the hands to the thighs, and we're going to slowly roll down. One disc at a time. Do a little bridge. Ah, sun on my face there, feeling good. Walk your feet as close to your sits bones as you can get them. You're fighting with the church bells there. Press your palms into the floor. You're going to elevate your hips as high as possible, squeezing your glutes. Squeezing your glutes. Head and neck nice and soft. Relax your jaw. Nice tight tushy here. Sun's coming around the other side of the house. And if you'd like to, you can fold up onto your shoulder blades. Get some air in there. Air into your hips, into your back, into your glutes. You can walk up onto your tippy toes. Lots of options in bridge. All of them good for you. Just make sure there's no pain in that back whatsoever. And release your hands. Put your feet down. Lower your spine very slowly with your waistband area landing before your low back lands. Right, so that's super mindful. Draw your knees to your chest, big hug. Hug that in. You can make little circles in the air with your knees. Circle, circle, circle. And then reverse back the other way. Massaging the lower back. Draw your knees into your underarms, little happy baby. Yes. Right. Again, another stretch that's great for your back. Try to draw your lower back down onto the floor when you're in this position. So it may limit how far you can go with it, but it keeps your back supported. Stretching the hamstrings. And if there's any other pose you'd like to do before Shavasana, please feel free. All right, you can just hold your legs up. Another nice thing to do if you have wall space is to get your bum against the wall and put your legs up against the wall. So we just hold that. It helps regulate your endocrine system, which is important for our immunity. Keep the immune system functioning optimally. I have these toe socks on to keep my feet and toes warm because it's a little nippy out here with no socks. Get these on toesocks.com. I love them. Those of you that take my class regularly know I wear them all the time. Love them, love them. And we'll prepare for Shavasana if you're going to stay and do Shavasana, which is a wonderful way to get all of the poses we just did imprinted into our body. So get comfortable, get warm, put a blanket on, put sweat clothes on, and go ahead and extend your legs. You can bring the soles of the feet together if that feels good. Right? Extend your legs, extend your arms, make yourself nice and long, fingers to toes. And then let's snow angel those arms down by our sides, palms to the ceiling, let your bones be really heavy. Just surrender to gravity. Through mat, hold your body weight up. Just feel like you're liquefying on the floor. As you inhale, feel the breath move through the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands. Let your eyes rest in the back of the eye sockets. The tongue rests in the back of the throat. Let your face soften and align. Draw your chin down a little bit. Deep belly breath, let it rise and fall. Your heartbeat. like to spend a little more time in Shavasana, I encourage that fully. Otherwise, you're going to move your fingers and toes around a little bit, draw your knees to your chest, give yourselves a big hug. You're going to roll onto your right side. Using your left hand, you're going to press into that left palm to come up to seated. And just take a few seconds to recenter before you get back into the fray, right? I enjoyed doing this so much outside. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I miss you all. Do a little prayer together. Whatever intentions you have for those that you love and care about. Let's pray for everyone. Peace and health. Never more important than it is right now. Acknowledge that sacred light within yourselves. And I acknowledge the light in you. Namaste. Peace, everyone.